Baba Chacha mwandibaddewo. Umutima gw'omuto maso tegerabira obuntu obutono obuso bw'omuto bwe
In every home, each one of you has a different experience of your home. One was loved, another one was challenged, and one was the black sheep. One who was always either traumatized, one who was always abused. And these are stories among us as people we always bury. We don't want to speak about them because literally saying that parents never make mistakes where we come from. I have a book here called My Mother Knows by Irene Nambiru. A story that is actually saying what most of us are scared, most of us are traumatized, most of us will never come to peace to speak about. My Mother Knows, a journey to healing. As we're starting this conversation, I want you to take a journey with me. Just think about this. What was the experience of your home? My name is Andrew Chamagiro, and this is My Mother Knows Conversation with Irene Nambiru. Join me. Let's have this conversation. Irene.
Yes.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
It's been long coming. And congratulations about this.
Thank you so much.
My Mother Knows. How does it feel after you've written this kind of book?
It feels like a very heavy load taken off my shoulders.
And I want to pick in that. You say that it was like a mountain of pain that you had.
Yeah.
And at what point did you feel that I'm done protecting my mother, I'm done being silent, I'm done being condemned and swept under the carpet? At what point was that you said enough?
Protecting, I wouldn't say it's only my mother, but because everything, like most of the things I went through, she knew, or she was a little bit shielding the rest of the people.
Okay.
And I thought maybe I needed all these people in my life.
Yeah.
So I thought if I talk, if I complain so much, it will look bad. If I say the truth, because there are times when people thought maybe I was in the wrong, or maybe I must have done something for whatever accusations to come up.
Yeah.
So I thought, no, I won't go clear the air. I won't bring any evidence. I still need that kind, that family unity.
Yeah.
So she was at the top of it all, but then, well, maybe I should say she was the most important. And when was I done protecting her? It's when I think I heard her say things myself, things I could not believe. Not once, not twice, not thrice. One of the things that really broke me was when I heard her on phone telling a stranger, about me, about how I hated my grandmother, about how I didn't help them at all, which is not true at all. That could have led to my death. And maybe the other one is when she said I was exhuming my grandparents' bodies, my grandmother's body to do witchcraft. It scared me. It scared me so much because at that point they even called police. And they roughed me up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Irene, you've been betrayed at different layers by the same support structure that had to support you. Why were those points very critical? I mean, they had done previously grave betrayals.
Yes.
Why are these two particular incidents turnarounds in your life?
Because I thought I could die, and I didn't want to die without anybody knowing the truth. So there's a point in my life, you read about it, I explain it so well, where I said, if anything happens to me, my mother knows, because she knew everything, but still decided to lie. I still protected her. I still thought, okay, if I don't talk, let people hate me for whatever, but I won't say the truth, because the truth about my mother is very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. I even hate to hear what people are going to say when I say the truth, how they're going to judge her, how they're going to criticize her. I would rather be hated for whatever they're saying than hear people criticize my mom.
I love it when you say that. And now I want to shield it and send it closer to your children.
Yeah.
You are a mother to amazing children.
Yes.
What would you like your children to really know about you?
I did not tell them at all that I was writing it. I did not tell them at all.
Why?
But they always had me complain about certain things, and they thought I was too much because I complained or I ranted, but I never told. I never went into the depth of
Why?
everything because it was embarrassing. Actually, the reason I never told them about the book was because they think I'm over maybe talking about the other people. They told me, "Are you correct yourself? Why do you like?"
You're acting like a saint.
Yeah, like maybe if you stop talking about it, your life would be better. Do some things, find help, seek professional help, but maybe stop talking about it and put it at the back of your head or forget it and move on. Leave them alone, forget them. But they would not understand the beginning of it all.
You see, this brings me to quite a big thing when you speak of that. In this book, My Mother Knows, you actually say that your life was a patch of different sagas.
Yeah.
If you could sum up one image of your life growing up that is very vivid of who you are, can you paint for me that picture, Irene?
There was this particular scene, I grew up with a part of my life, partly with somebody, the man of the house, was very fierce, very authoritative. He would be happy, one minute he's happy, you're laughing, and then sometimes you don't know why, but you can't laugh, you can't shout, you can't. And in particular me, I was not his child, so I didn't really know what to do. Sometimes you want to crack jokes, okay, it's okay, but
when
in my head it kept ringing that that's not your father, because I saw it as old as as I was very young, but I could see that it's not the same. The relationship is not the same as
the other siblings.
The other siblings, his own. One day I read about it in detail in the book. They will read about it, but there was this particular scene. I had grown used to him shouting, and I think I was not scared anymore. Or I always thought if he has to beat me, he'll beat me up.
So you had grown numb.
Numb. And I think that's how I learned not to cry and to wait for anything that can happen. There was this day they were arguing with my aunt, my mother's sister, Mama D. I refer to her as Mama D in the book. They had an argument. She had a way of gaslighting him. Gaslighting him, knowing maybe that he wouldn't do anything, he wouldn't beat her, or knowing his rage. They had an argument, and I think she was winning. And she had a way of laughing. No, it's not true. And it irked him. But I was listening.
And you were watching?
I was listening. I was about 11. I was listening, but it was none of my business. I went on with my other things, but somehow I felt happy that somebody could tell him something. Because when you become so tough and always shouting, somehow people surrounding you start losing respect for you in a certain way. So I was feeling it, and maybe it's exactly what I was doing, and somehow, expecting and happy that somebody
would come up.
And like stand their ground on whatever they were saying, and insisting, no, you're wrong, you cannot silence me. Okay, they finished their conversation. I don't know what I was doing. I was playing or talking with other people. I laughed. Maybe it was immediately after their argument. I laughed, and he said, you're laughing at me? You laughed. This man was fierce, but I was like, no, I didn't laugh at you. I haven't laughed. So my auntie also came and said, no, she did not laugh at you. My mother took so long to come in because he was asking me to apologize.
For what?
For laughing at him. I knew I had not laughed at him, and I was not about to apologize. I really refused at that age. So I started standing my ground. I started being like kind of rebellious. I was just waiting to be beaten.
Wow.
I refused.
So why did those two moments you've shared about your mother break you, yet you had bad betrayals before and you never broke?
I still thought if people had to hate me for whatever, I'll take it. I still wanted to protect my mother, and I thought that maybe at one point she will accept to hear what I have to tell her, and maybe we would mend our relationship, because it has been years, and we're not speaking, but she cannot take responsibility of whatever she has done.
Yeah.
And she even refuses to listen to me. She would rather get information from other people that's modified, that's differently interpreted or interpreted to their own liking, than listen to me.
You mentioned wanting to shield your children from family grudges. What exact story don't you want them to know about?
There's not a particular story, but I don't want my kids to hear the unfiltered lies, unfiltered stories, unfiltered whatever from my family, because they have no limits.
Yep.
They have no limits. They don't know what they should say in front of who?
When you say they don't have limits, who?
My mother and her children.
Anything goes.
Anything goes, no matter your age. They don't care who they're talking about or who, in front of who they're talking. They could even start talking about me. They had done before, they had told my things that were inappropriate. I mean, not bad, but my child is 5 and you're telling them, go tell your mother she has a lot of money. Why doesn't she buy you this? And my son comes crying to me. Yeah, you have a lot of money and refusing to buy this. I need this. You have a lot of money. You should not be telling that to a child. There are other ways of talking to kids or telling them, ask your mother. But I'm not even talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about anything. My life, my physique, my education, anything. My father, for example, and even talking about their father.
In this book, you write a lot about your childhood.
Yes.
What image would you want to ban from your memory about your childhood? Like, Andrew, I just need this out of my memory, but I can't.
You find it in the book where I write about the man of the house, maybe. I don't want to detail it now, but it's well written about in the book. But to sum it up all, I would say for about 7 years, I would like to bury all the 7 years, all the time that this man was in my life, present in my life.
You want them deleted?
Completely. Because even today, I don't have any good memory when I dream about him. It's always violence or the different things, and I don't really think about him, but whenever he comes up, it's in my dreams and it's not something good.
Does it make you panic at times?
So many times, because I see him coming back, like he didn't die, and I see him with his bag, he lived somewhere, and I'm like, is this true? Am I dreaming? Wake up, am I dreaming? And when I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, it was a dream. But they're always the same dreams. They're always the same dreams. And I wish I could even stop dreaming about him, because there's never been any happy dream.
You became a caretaker at a very young age, responsible, taking care of other siblings and you yourself. Has that affected the way you ask for help? And Irene, do you ever ask for help?
Yes, I do ask for help, but maybe rarely. It depends on what kind of help I want to ask for or I'm asking for. Because I learned also never to get help as a child. And also because people criticize me for talking about our life growing up, but this is the only life I had. I cannot forge it. I cannot pretend my life was good. I'm talking about life the way
Lived
I saw
experience.
it, the way I lived it. We grew up begging. We were not rich. We were really poor. We grew up begging. It was very embarrassing seeing my parents begging and criticizing whoever didn't give us. In so saying, it's not like us children, it's my mother and her man, because they were all not working. So I realized from an early age that I didn't want to be begging. I saw how embarrassing it was. I would hear people talk about us, talk about how we would beg, and then I didn't laugh. Even if I was young, I didn't laugh the way we were criticizing whoever was not giving us, because that's all we would do. And at one point I had to ask my mother, but you keep complaining about this person not giving us. What did you ever do for them?
What was the reaction like?
It was very hard with my mother. You never get answers. You never get real answers. The answer would be I hate to say things like that, to shut you up right away, or shut you down right away. You don't ask her, how dare you ask her such. So that's how maybe I was never really asking for help, because you can get this help, you can ask for it, somebody's going to help you, but on top of that help
What are the terms?
comes ebijjirako, I did this, I'd rather not hear all that or have all that, and I wait for my time.
Has that explained why you're so hardworking? Has it affected your living, like you're self-sufficient as a woman?
To a great extent. To a great extent, yes. Yeah.
Amazing. Irene, all seems was ugly at your home. Was it all ugly? Was it, you never had happy moments? You never had moments where you're like, I am happy to be in this home, I'm happy to be in this kind of family. Was it all that dark?
Not at all. Not always dark.
Give me some light. How was it like in the happy moments?
We had very, very, very many happy moments. But I should note that those happy moments were without the man of the house.
Okay.
To me, only when he wasn't around. But otherwise, with my mother and siblings, yeah, there were some happy moments. My mother is a very funny woman. She can crack jokes. She can be so sarcastic. Sometimes with very dark sarcasm, and you have to live with her. You have to be with her to know it. And how you can backbite people without even saying a thing, and it makes you all laugh. How you can say this one has big teeth, and she just does. Those big teeth, and somehow it was funny. We loved it, but growing up, I realized it was becoming a complex, not only for me, for all the others, because there were things about them as well. You would say, you big nose, come here, big feet, and then, then there were happy moments going to shows, when I would take them to shows with me. They were my biggest supporters. They would scream. They would come on stage and give me money. Our tradition of kufua.
Yes.
Nibajane chizike 50,000, 20,000. Give it to me. Even if afterwards I had to give it back to them, they all come in. Give it back to me. But on stage, they're showing everybody, she's the one. Yeah, there were moments like that. I guess my mother wanted to live this life as well. I remember a very long time ago, she went to a disco and there was chaos at home. So I thought about this and I was like, this is a life she never lived.
And you're living it.
I'm living it, and I can bring it to her, so I can give it to her. So I give it to everybody at home.
So everyone at home seemed to be happy in one way or the other, but you keep referring to my mother. Why?
Even my mother was happy. I don't know. She might have had her problems that I didn't know of, or that were not caused by me. That unfortunately we've never discussed. So I don't know her life growing up. I don't know so much about her in that way. Why I keep this book, I could have talked about other people and other things, but it's mainly about my mother and things I've gone through, and the fact that I cut her off, a decision that was very, very hard for me to make, but I'm very proud I made. There's so much I could not talk to anybody else. It's maybe her that I should have talked to about things, but she didn't want to listen to me. And some things have been caused by her. Much of my pain has been caused by her. Things have been happening, and she was aware, and she thinks, that you should deal with it. She even calls me maybe a drama queen. That should not be. You should. That's minor. You should even forget. You don't bring back the past. But the past, she doesn't want me to bring up all the time. I don't know if she knows the impact it created, the impact not only on me or to me, but even to the other siblings. I don't know about the 3 boys, but there's a half-sibling, Yvette, because I talked to her once. I didn't know what she was going through. There are things I would see and wonder why she was the way she was. And then at one point she said things. I was like, oh, okay. She was going through maybe the same or worse at the same time, and we both didn't know. She saw my life differently with my mother, and I saw hers as
privileged.
I thought she was privileged. Hers, no, not at all. I think she was beaten so much. She was always assaulted, and she would speak back to my mother, and I was like, oh, why is it happening like this? Because there were other things going on that I didn't know. And also probably because my mother did things that she never thought would make her lose respect. And maybe she lost respect in her eyes, that she would answer back at her the way she did, but she would beat her so much. She would insult her so much all the time. So
Think about it. Have you ever thought about cutting off your parent for your mental sanity? Just take a moment and think about it. It's a thought many actually just run away from. Just cutting off your parent for your mental sanity. And how does that feel? The pain of cutting off your would-be support structure. Irene, you met your father at the age of 7 the very first time. What was the feeling about? Were you happy to be found, or were you happy to find him?
yeah, at around the age of 7, 8, I met my father. I was very, very happy as a child.
Happy to find him?
My father. Very happy. I knew him. I didn't know him, but I always knew his name, and that was it. And the bad things maybe that he did, or how they addressed him, or how they referred to him. That was all. But that was so negative. That's all I knew. But I knew I had a father that I wanted maybe to see, given how the others were treated. I think I was really a child. When you see others being hard and cold, and they have aunties who had them, who call them whenever they come, like, oh, so and so, and they carry them, they're like, so this is their father's child, this is the first, this is the second. They introduce them by their names, and me, they don't mention my name, even if everybody knows my name, they don't introduce me by my name. I didn't know what it meant at the time, but I think I just knew that maybe I missed a father, or I missed something. I think I missed him. I needed to know him. So I was very happy. I still see myself running, detaching from the 4 people I was with, running towards the 3 men that they had showed me, telling me, that's your father, in the streets of Mityana town. When I finally touched the guy I thought was my father, he turned around. He didn't carry me, but was like, oh, Nambiru, because, they call me Nambiru. Or maybe he called me Irene, because I remember my father was the first to call me. When I saw him, he was calling me Irene. Yeah, the rest called me Nambiru, but he said Irene. So I was very happy. When I remember looking back, it's like he knew me. Maybe he had been seeing me discreetly, but never coming close to me, because many times I would spend time at my grandmother's, but I didn't see my father. I was very, very happy, especially also due to the fact that he welcomed me without us asking maybe any other questions. It was like he had known me. He had known me all his
identity. He saw you.
He saw me.
So I'm in the newsroom. I'm going home. Breaking story comes. There is a boat that has capsized in Lake Victoria. The Lake Victoria accident could have been your very last day. Nambiru, how did this reorder your priorities in life?
I think there's so many things that I was taking for granted before that accident. I actually maybe wasn't really, really prioritizing my life. From then, I think that's when I started the rest of the people that I had not cut off in my life. I started sorting them out, and thinking, now this is no longer this kind of energy. I don't need this kind of energy in my life, because I heard so many things about the boat cruise. It was an accident, but to many other people it was an arranged, ritual, organized sacrifice from my part and other people, but I don't know how I could have done that. So I think I decided to take care of myself then. Take care of my mental health, because I had so much that somebody told a family member who said, Nambiru, yanyoba fafe. And that's my cousin who first came home at 6 o'clock, my cousin Antonita. I was really so surprised, and I appreciated her so much. I never thought that she would, but she showed up at 6 a.m. because remember, people started getting news, I don't know what time, but up to 3 a.m. nobody had heard from me. So I think she got news that I was alive at maybe 4, 5. By 6 she was at home. But when she told somebody that, yeah, did you hear the news of your sister? Did you hear the news of Irene? Irene's boat accident? They were like, yeah, who is Irene? Owa Fafe. I don't know how true that is, but it was everywhere in the family. Not that I expected this person to come to my rescue, to come to my house, but I was like, what the hell did I do to you people? Why that? We're all going to die, but why would they say that?
I want to take you back. You're in the water.
Yeah.
You're flapping and gasping for life.
Yeah.
And you get ashore. What were you thinking? What did life mean at that point?
People were screaming and praying. I wasn't saying anything, but I was just responding, Amen, 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 Amen. But I had this voice telling me, you're not going to drown. You're not going to drown. You'll reach ashore. Don't panic. That's what I did. I saw a mattress floating, and I thought of going to cling onto that mattress. I don't know why, but something told me, no, don't go. And anyway, it's sponge. It absorbs water. It's floating, but you cannot float on it. You cannot float with it. And I just kept calm. I don't know how I managed, but I was calm. I only screamed when I saw a boat coming to rescue us. But I cannot say that I know how to swim. I know only 2 strokes. I would have been worn out in 2 minutes. The only other thing I thought about then was a crocodile grabbing me by the legs. That's what I was thinking about, but oh my God. Yeah, at that time there wasn't my kids in my head. I think it was just survival. You're going to survive, and that's all that I was waiting for.
Nambiru, I am a Muganda man. I'm sure you know that, and I love it so much.
I know.
And when we're growing up in puberty stage, there are things that we do.
Yeah.
For the boys, we talk to our uncles and they teach us on how our member is going to grow, how our muscles are going to be used.
You talk to your uncles or they talk to you?
They talk to us and they tell us sexuality. It's sexual education from the culture perspective. Among our culture, the Baganda and some Bantu, the girls are taken into the pooling of the labia, the elongation of the labia. In your book, you speak about this. I don't want to sound very obscene, Irene. I know this is very weird.
Yeah.
Did you pool? And what's your thought about pooling?
Did I pull? If you can explain to me, if you can give me reasons for pulling, why I should pull or why I should have pulled, I can answer that question. I can start to answer the question.
Well, it was meant for ecstasy and pleasure for your husband later in life. It was meant to orient you into the sexuality as a Muganda or an African cultural woman in that context. And that's why you had to pull.
Yeah. Okay. For me, this is very sensitive, and I'm so scared of defending myself on many things or speaking about many things, but this, I'm ready. I really want to speak about it.
Pulling.
Yeah, or the elongation of the labia minora. I think, you see, the age, I was introduced to these things at the age of 6. Somebody showing me their private parts and showing me things that I didn't understand at the time. I don't think I liked the sight of it. I'm already so scared. I have a phobia for all those little things, worms, and they looked so ugly. I tried. I had those things later. I had at 6, somebody was showing me those things. At 9, people were talking about them. And then I go to, I was in primary school, guys are doing them, or they're asking you to do this and that. I was somewhere where they take you to aunties, holiday. I saw somebody they brought, I think, to do those things. I could hear the conversation, I followed so well, I understood what they were doing, but I never had an auntie. I saw my aunties maybe once or twice in my life, the sisters to my father. The rest were there, but they were not my aunties, so nobody ever talked to me about those things, like this is why you should do them, or how to do them. These are things people don't want to talk about, but I do believe these things happen. It's not only men touching girls, and pedophilia is not only for men, it's also women, or older girls at the time. If you're maybe 15, 14, busy with 8-year-olds, and then it goes on, even in secondary schools. But my question is, what do they tell the girls of 8, 9? Do they explain that they're doing it to satisfy a man sexually?
When you say music gave you voice, when did you realize that music was your armor? That you had a chance to claim your identity? Just look at how you beam when you think of that.
I think about all the love. I think about the support. It's so much.
Yeah.
But it's never enough, because there's another kind of love that you want, that maybe I craved, that I never got. But music gave me a voice probably even before I thought I needed a voice. Because I've been singing and singing songs of messages that would mend broken hearts, but mine. Messages of hope. At the end of a hectic day, sometimes you need to listen to something. I had all that. But what people don't realize is that in my own life, it was a different story. Not the love of a man, the other kind, the maternal love and
platonic support.
That kind of love. I was never really getting it, and I had a lot to say with this voice that I never did. But I'm glad that eventually or later in my life, I used that voice that I never thought I would need. My life and my family. I wrote from the heart. I meant whatever I sang in that song, and see me. And the song I've just written, which is called Jaja, we don't appreciate them enough. They do so much, but we tend to forget them. We've sung about mothers, we've sung about fathers. When I think about it, I don't think I've heard really a song about grandparents, in appreciation of grandparents. These are people you go to, they send us to, these are people, I sang generally, and then I also have another version where I put something unique to me. I'm appreciating my grandparents. So thank God for this voice. Thank God
that you can now speak.
Music, for the voice it brought me.
Did you at any one time, Irene, feel music was not enough to protect you from the pain?
No, I did not, but maybe it was me who attended Warirwa, and I kind of walked away from music. But music has always been there. It has never failed me.
When you walked away from music, what did it feel like?
Difficult, because I never ever thought in my life that I would spend a day without singing. I've spent months, I've spent years, and I don't play music in the house. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. I don't feel like, you see people performing and you don't feel like performing at all, and I don't want. But it was all because of what I was going through. I realized that I lost maybe interest in everything, but the thing I loved the most in the world was to sing. So when I lost that, I knew that I had to do something. And I'm happy that I'm getting there slowly by slowly.
I really want to thank you for this conversation, Irene. And I don't want to go into a lot more into the book, but while you're finalizing this conversation, you wrote this book for those enduring child abuse. If one of them is watching this and is listening, what are the first steps should they take to address child abuse? Because it's happening in our homes and we maybe don't know about it.
Yeah, the funny thing is that we all say you should speak out, you should speak, but it's very hard to find somebody to speak to, somebody that will listen to you. But what I want to say is that for so long I thought I was the problem. For so many, there are so many times when I wanted to speak to people, and the first thing, then I realized they knew, but they preferred to protect the elder person because they would tell me, naira mama sigala mama, naye bireke, mulekeramu kali aka mama, omukulu tasobya, ate muli baana, abaana si be balina otufuga. Kati, you wonder who to go to. So the person who hears my story or the person who is in the same position should know that they are not mad, they're not crazy, and it's not their fault.
Imagine your young self overhearing this interview. What would she be most proud of, finally?
The picture of Irene that people have could be totally different of who Irene is behind closed doors. And she would be proud of finally tackling a conversation or a topic that many people cannot dare to speak about publicly.
Thank you. It's been such an honor. Have you taken a time and a moment and you pause and you wonder whether you're extending your childhood traumas to your children? Have you taken time to audit how you are parenting? And above all, have you taken time to have closure with what is abuse in your family?